Hello and welcome to our new video lecture. It is based on standard BOD5 test, that is APHA method, American Public Health Association method. So about definition, BOD is an empirical test using standardized lab procedures. It measures oxygen required by microorganisms to degrade organic matter and oxidize inorganic or reduce nitrogen compounds. There are several types of BOD tests such as BOD1, BOD7, ultimate BOD and respirometric BOD. And the BOD5 test, that is BOD5, is the most widely used worldwide because it provides a reliable measure of organic pollution in a practical time frame and forms the basis for most regulatory standards. About application of BOD test, it is used to determine quantity of oxygen in a system, to stabilize organic matter, to determine size of the waste treatment facilities, to measure efficiency of some treatment processes, to determine compliance with wastewater discharge permits given by different pollution control boards. Apparatus required for this test: BOD 5 bottle, and that is 30 ml BOD bottles, incubator, DO measuring device, pipette and burette, measuring cylinders and volumetric flask. So these are bottles, incubator, DO measuring device and volumetric flasks. So about reagent and solution, the first thing required is the dilution water with nutrients like phosphate buffer, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, ferric chloride, pH adjusters 1N H2SO4, 1N sodium hydroxide, dechlorinating agents like sodium sulfite, nitrification inhibitor like TC, TCMP or ATU, that is allyl thiourea, and this is trichloromethyl pyridine. And the standard solution for quality control, that is glucose glutamic acid standard 150 mg per liter each. And the first thing is the sampling and storage. Samples we can collect by using grab sample method, or the second method is composite sample method. And there is a procedure for storage and sampling. If the analysis begins within 2 hours, then there is no cold storage required, and if it is not started within 2 hours, then we need to keep sample at 4 degrees Celsius or below than that. Begin analysis within 6 hours. As soon as we collect this sample, we need to start analysis. Otherwise, we need to keep it at 4 degrees Celsius or below that. But we need to start a sample analysis within 6 hours. If it is not possible, then we can store the sample at 4 degrees Celsius or below than that and report storage time and temperature. We need to report this storage times and temperature. And the next thing is the never start analysis after 24 hours of collection. For regulatory samples, deliver for analysis within 6 hours. The samples we are going for regulatory checks, we need to do analysis of these samples within 6 hours wherever possible. So in case of composite samples, in composite sample we take different grab samples at different locations or at different time period, and then we combine all those samples, then it become composite samples. So we need to keep it below 4 degrees Celsius during compositing. Limit of compositing period should be less than or equal to 24 hours. It means that period more than 24 hours is not recommended for composite samples, for any type of samples. Apply the same storage rule as grab samples. And the next thing is the always report storage time and conditions. We need to mention all these storage times and condition in the final report of BOD5 test. And the next is sample preparation and pre-treatment. We need to check all samples. We need to check pH. pH must be in between 6 to 8. Temperature, we need to check temperature. If it is not within the range, that is 20 plus minus 3 degrees Celsius, we need to bring it to 20 plus minus 3 degrees Celsius. And if pH is beyond this range, we need to adjust pH at 7 to 7.2 using sulfuric acid or sodium hydroxide. And we also keep in mind that there should be the dilution should not be more than 0.5%. There are exceptions also present here, that is in case of natural water we may test at in situ pH. In case of seed, we always seed the sample if it is pH adjusted. We always seed the sample if it is pH adjusted. Second thing is the samples with residual chlorine. Preferably we will collect sample before chlorination. If it is not possible, then it may dissipate naturally within 1 to 2 hours. If then, even then, if it persist, then we need to neutralize it with sodium sulfide solution. And about samples containing other toxic substance, like in case of industrial waste, like plating, it may contain toxic metals, then such sample needs special pre-treatment. Sample supersaturated with DO, if their sample present, for example in case of cold waters or photosynthetic waters, then it is very much possible that the sample is supersaturated with DO. So first we need to reduce DO by bringing the cold waters at 20 plus minus 3 degrees Celsius. And in case of photosynthetic water, we need to agitate partially filled bottle or aerating it with clean filter air. So the next thing is that if a sample containing hydrogen peroxide, in that case, for example in case of effluent from paper mills or textile bleaching, the sample can contain effluent with hydrogen peroxide, and which can cause a supersaturation of DO. So these are the pre-treatment we can provide to the sample. Mix sample vigorously in open container until hydrogen peroxide dissipates. Confirm it by DO monitoring or peroxide test strips. Mixing time is 1 to 2 hours depending on concentration. Reaction complete when DO no longer increase during 30 minutes without mixing. If we put the sample without put the sample in a quiescent condition, if there is no increase in DO, it means that the hydrogen peroxide which was in the sample before this test or before pre-treatment now fully dissipated. Next is the selection and storage of dilution water. Dilution water is an important part of the BOD5 test. So the acceptable sources for dilution water are distilled water, tap water or receiving water. What are the quality requirement for this water, that is of dilution water? It must be free from heavy metals, especially copper, and toxic substance like chlorine that interfere with BOD. Always use clean glassware, tubing and bottles to protect water quality. And in case of deionized water, it may contain enough organic or microorganism to fail dilution water quality checks. So we should be cautious about if we are using deionized water. Now the storage of source water. It is allowed if prepared dilution water passes quality check. So it's very important that this dilution water should pass the water quality checks. We will see water quality checks in later slides. Storage may improve some water but can also promote biological growth. So preparation of a dilution water, don't store more than 24 hours after preparation unless quality check limits are consistently met. In case of quality check requirement, if the DO depletion of this dilution water is more than 0.2 mg per liter in 5 days, then we can discard this dilution water, and if it is less than 0.2 mg per liter, then we can use this dilution water for BOD test. Next is the preparation of seed suspension for BOD test. And the first thing is that what is the purpose of seed suspension? The main purpose of seed suspension is to provide microorganism so that the organic matter present in the sample can be oxidized by these microorganisms. When seeding is needed when the wastewater samples lack sufficient microbes. For example, in case of untreated industrial water, in case of disinfected waste, in case of high temperature waste, in case of waste which have pH beyond 6 and 8, waste stored for more than 6 hours after collection. Second thing is the preparation of seed suspension for BOD test. The preferred source for seed is biological treatment system, and for example we can use supernatant from settled domestic wastewater as seed. We can use effluent from primary clarifier as seed. We can use diluted mixed liquor from aeration basins as seed. Undisinfected effluent we can use as seed. Reaching water downstream of discharge we can use as seed. Now the preparation of seed suspension. If effluent or mixed liquor is used as seed, we need to inhibit nitrification, because in case of effluent or mixed liquor, there are very much possibility that these waters have high quantity of nitrifying bacteria. So we need to inhibit a nitrification process. The second thing is that don't use disinfected effluent. Don't filter seed source. Commercial seed may be used but may not be well adapted to wastewater. If acclimated seed is not available, then we can develop acclimated seed in the lab. For example, we can continuously aerate a sample of settled domestic wastewater, add small daily increment of the targeted wastewater, use soil suspension or activity sludge or commercial seed for initial microbes. Now it is the testing procedure. First we need to prepare dilution water. First the source water, where we can use, for example, distilled tap or rinsing water we can use. We need to check DO of this source water, that is dilution water. It should be 7.5 mg per liter or more than that. If low, we can increase DO by shaking, aerating with organic free filtered air, or storing in cotton plugged bottle until saturation. After preparing this dilution water, we need to add nutrients and minerals Add 1 ml per liter each of phosphate buffer, magnesium sulfate solution, calcium chloride solution, ferric chloride solution. Now we need to mix this dilution water thoroughly and adjust the temperature of dilution water to 20 plus minus 3 degrees Celsius. Timing of preparation this dilution water, we need to prepare this dilution water immediately before use. And the quality check for this dilution water is that the blank must show less than 0.2 mg per liter DO depletion in 5 days. Which means that if we put BOD bottle of a dilution blank in the incubator, after 5 days the DO depletion should be less than 0.2 mg per liter, or preferably if it is less than 0.1 mg per liter, then it is recommended. If the depletion exceed, now we need to improve purification of this dilution water, or we need to use a different source. Don't add any oxidizing agent or expose it to UV light to force blank compliance. So we need a note to add oxidizing agent or expose this water to UV light to achieve this compliance, the compliance of 0.2 mg per liter. Next is the preparation of dilution for BOD test and the typical dilution for example, how much wastewater we are using in dilution water. So there's a percentage given or recommended, that is wastewater to dilution water. For example, if we are doing BOD test for strong industrial waste, we can use 0.01 to 1% of wastewater, and leftover, for example, if we use 1% wastewater, now we need 99% diluted water, that is dilution water. In case of raw or settled wastewater, we can use 1 to 5% sample. Biological treated effluent, we can use 5 to 25% of waste sample. In case of polluted river water, we can use 25 to 100% of waste samples. So there are a minimum requirement also. So we need to prepare 3 or more than 3 dilutions. Each should yield residual DO should be more than 1 mg per liter, and DO uptake should be equal to or more than 2 mg per liter. It means that when we check DO of BOD bottles after 5 days, then the DO residual should be 1 or more than 1 mg per liter. And in case of DO uptake, it should be 2 or more than 2 mg per liter. For example, if we have a bottle which contains DO 8 mg per liter, it means that after 5 days, at least there should be depletion of 2 mg per liter. It means that, for example, if there is a DO depletion of 5 mg per liter, it means that it passes this limit, that is DO uptake is more than 2 mg per liter, and residual should be equal to or more than 1 mg per liter. It means that now the residual DO is 3 mg per liter. This also passes this test. It means that the DO residual should not be less than 1 mg per liter. If you are uncertain about the samples, about type of waste, then use 5 dilution to ensure that at least 3 acceptable results you can find from there. If COD test is available of the water, then this COD may guide the dilution selection. So the first thing is preparation of dilution for BOD test. The we can prepare these dilutions for, you can say, two types. The first one is volumetric container. We can prepare dilution in the volumetric container. We can prepare dilution directly in BOD bottles. So it is based on the requirement which one if we want. So the first thing is that preparation of dilution in volumetric containers. First, we need to mix sample thoroughly before pipetting to avoid solids loss. Whatever we have collected from the field, we need to mix it thoroughly. Then we need to prepare a dilution. If a dilution is more than 1 is to 100, then first we need to make primary dilution, and from that primary dilution we will prepare this dilution again. Add samples. Then the first thing is that we need to partially fill the volumetric container, preferably two-third full. Then at that time we will add seed suspension and nitrification inhibitor. After that we will dilute it to final volume with dilution water and we will mix it gently. Now we will siphon this mixture into the BOD bottles to avoid solid settlings. The second one is the dilution directly in BOD bottles. Add desired volume of the sample with wide tip pipette. Fill about. The first thing is that we will add desired volume of sample to the with the help of wide tip pipette. Then we will fill this bottle two-third with dilution water. Then we'll add seed suspension and nitrification inhibitor. If the sample is more than 67% of final volume, then we nutrients may be limiting. We add nutrients, mineral and buffer directly, that is 1 ml per liter or 0.30 ml per 300 ml bottles. Alternatively, we can also use commercial available nutrients. Now about seed suspension. We will add seed suspension to dilution vessels or individual bottles before final dilution. Means that when these bottles are two-third full, we can add seed at that time. The quantity of seed per bottle is 1 to 3rd ml settled raw wastewater or primary effluent, 1 to 2 ml of a 1 is to 10 dilution of a mixed liquor. Handling of seed suspension. Don't filter seed before use. Agitate during transfer so that to ensure uniform microbial distribution. Record exact volume of seed added to each bottle. And the DO uptake requirement from the seed. It should be generally in a range of 0.6 to 1 mg per liter. Adjust seed volume if needed to achieve correct GGA, that is glucose glutamic acid checks. What is glucose glutamic acid? It is a check for the procedure, that whether we are doing a right test or test in a right way or not, and its target BOD is 198 plus minus 30.5 mg per liter. For example, if we are using 1 ml seed and it give correct GGA result, then use 1 ml consistently for each test bottle. Now the addition of nitrification inhibitor. We need to add nitrification inhibitor if the sample contains nitrifying bacteria and when we just want to measure CBOD. So at that time If the sample is biologically treated, then there are possibilities that it contains nitrifying bacteria. Sample seeded with biological treated effluent, there are also possibility of nitrifying bacteria, and in case of river waters. Always note if inhibitor was used, we need to report it, and which chemical is used, we also need to report that also. All the sample with inhibitor must be seeded, and the seed volume should match the required GGA test result, that is 198 plus minus 30.5 mg per liter. About nitrification inhibitor, we can use TCMP, that is 2-chloro-6 trichloromethyl pyridine, and the second one is 8U allyl thiourea. It is preferred inhibitor but solid handling required. Its dosage is 10 mg per liter or of diluted sample or 3 mg per 300 ml bottle. Add after initial dilution before final filling, that is do not add before bottles are two-thirds full. Mix well because TCMP dissolves slowly and may float. Adjust doses if commercially TCMP is less than 100% pure. So we need to adjust doses. In case of ATU, we need to add 1 ml ATU solution per liter diluted water or 0.3 ml per 300 ml bottle. Add only after BOD bottle is more than 2 by third full. Limit don't exceed 2 mg per liter as high concentration may develop increase carbonaceous BOD, interfere with azide modification test. So the determination of initial DO, there are two methods available, that is azide modification iodometric method, and the second one is the membrane electrode method. We need to measure initial DO on all samples, dilutions, dilution water blanks, seed control. Determination of initial DO. So we need to handle bottles after measurement, that is if there are displacement of content, means that when we take water for DO measurement, then we need to replace that volume with equivalent volume of diluted samples or diluted water. Stopper bottles tightly and apply water seal before incubation. Measure initial DO within 30 minutes of preparing dilution. So it's very important, because if we go beyond that limit, then there may be a depletion of DO. Special care by methods. In case of membrane electrode, we need to ensure that there is no drift in calibration between initial and final DO reading. In case of iodometric method, prepare an extra bottle for each dilution for initial DO determination. We need to incubate sample at 20 plus minus 1 degree Celsius, and bottles to incubate are sample dilution, seed control, dilution water blanks, glucose, glutamic acid checks, and we need to keep bottles with stopper and sealed. And we need to prevent algal growth, so we need to prevent light light exposure or exposure of light of bottles. Determination of final DO, we need to measure final DO after 5 days plus minus 6 hours of incubation, and we need to check DO of all sample dilution, all blanks, and GGA checks. There are two methods, azide modification method and membrane electrode method. And the second thing is we need to check quality of these samples. For example, These test bottles are valid only if they meet the conditions like DO depletion should be more than or equal to 2 mg per liter. DO residual should be more than or equal to 1 mg per liter after 5-day incubation, because the DO depletion more than 2 mg per liter ensures a meaningful measure of biodegradation, and the residual DO of 1 mg per liter shows that it actually prevents oxygen limitation from slowing oxidation. Exceptions are there if we are using all undiluted samples and if it shows depletion less than 2 mg per liter, when all diluted shows residual DO less than 1 mg per liter. If membrane electrode method is used, perform frequent calibration checks for accurate DO readings. The purpose of this test is to measure accuracy and precision of BOD test. It also checks seed quality and setup procedures. The procedure for this test is prepared seeded dilution water as per standard procedure, then add GGA standard solution to yield 3 mg per liter glucose and 3 mg per liter glutamic acid. It is equivalent to 20 ml GGA per liter seeded dilution water or 6 ml per 300 ml BOD bottles. Adjust doses if commercial solution with different concentration available. Add nitrification inhibitor if seed source is nitrifying. So we need to run 3 bottles in each batch, and the average BOD of these bottles after dilution and seed corrections must be within this range, that is 198 plus minus a 30.5 mg liter. If the results falls outside this range, we need to investigate and correct. If it is consistently high values, then we are using too much seed. We need to decrease seed volume, or the dilution is contaminated, or there are nitrification has happened. If it is consistently low values, it means that poor seed quality or quantity, toxic material or degraded GGA mix. If the low values persist, then we need to prepare fresh GGA solution, recheck dilution water and seed source. Dilution water quality check, we need to set up and we need to incubate one or more than one bottle of dilution water in each batch, which should contain nutrient, mineral and buffer solutions. No seed and no nitrification inhibitor added. Purpose for this test is to ensure quality of dilution water and to check cleanliness of incubation bottles. First, the procedure measure initial BOD and final DO and initial DO after 5 days. Same method as for regular samples, azide, iodometric or membrane electrode. And the acceptable criteria is if the DO uptake is less than 0.2 mg per liter or preferred is less than 0.1 mg per liter. If the DO uptake is more than 0.2 mg per liter, then we need to discard our test data and we need to clearly flag affected samples in the records. Now about seed control. It is to check the oxygen uptake capacity of seed suspension. We need to treat seed suspension like any other sample. Prepare 3 dilution, smallest at least 2 mg per liter DO depletion should be there. Largest at least 1 mg per liter residual DO after 5 days. Calculation of DO uptake per ml of seed. There are two methods. One is the slope method and second one is the ratio method. So we need to calculate DO depletion per ml seed added. We need to calculate DO uptake per ml seed. So we need to check for a variability. If seed control result vary by more than 30%, then it indicates possible toxic substances in the seed, presence of large particulate in the seed. In such cases, we need to verify or change seed source. So this is the formula. We can calculate BOD5 by using this formula. DO1 is the DO immediately after preparation. DOT D2 is the DO after 5 days at 20 degrees Celsius. S is the oxygen uptake of seed, that is mg/DO per ml seed. S will be 0 if the sample are not seeded, and this whole term will become 0. And the sample BOD formula will become D1 minus D2 by P. Vs is the seed volume in the test bottle ml, and P is the decimal fraction of sample, and 1 by P is the dilution factor. If we are using 1 by P, that is dilution, if dilution factor is given, then we can simply multiply by dilution factor, or if it is a decimal fraction, then we need to divide by decimal fraction. There are some special cases also there. If DO depletion is less than 2 mg per liter and the sample concentration is 100%, that is undiluted, then we need to report actual seed corrected DO depletion as BOD. So if we are using, for example, in case of river water, and we are using 100% undiluted water sample, so at that time the actual DO depletion after correction, seed correction, we need to mention the actual DO depletion as BOD. If all dilution results in residual DO less than 1 mg per liter, then we need to report using the bottle with lowest DO. DO not corrected for dilution water blank. If in case of blank water blank, we need not to correct DO. We need not to correct for dilution water blank. Correction is unnecessary if blank meets quality check. Like in case of CD sample, we need to do the correction. For example, in this formula, this is a seed correction. But in case of blank, there is no need to use the blank correction formula. And if it is exceed limit, means that if the blank results are more than, and DO depletion in the blank results is more than 0.20 mg per liter, then the results are invalid. About reporting, we need to mention average result of all valid bottles in each dilution series. BOD5 term will be used if nitrification is not inhibited. If it is inhibited, if nitrification inhibited, then we need to mention CBOD5 rather than BOD5. If BOD values for different dilution vary by more than 30%, then this may indicate presence of a toxic substance or analytical problems. About quality check reporting flags, the dilution water blank should not be more than 0.2 mg per liter. GGA check should be within this range. If this is outside this range, we need to report. Identify result in report if any of these quality check issues occur. If these quality check error issues occur, then we need to discard or we need to raise flag. Replicate differ by more than 30%. If the replicate samples DO differ by more than 30%, we need to report flags. Seed control does not meet acceptable criteria and minimum DO depletion less than 1 mg per liter. This is the quick revision that in case of BOD5 test, we need sampling and storage. We need to analyze within 2 hours and it should not be more than 24 hours. Storage should be 4 degrees Celsius or below than that. Pre-treatments adjust pH 7 to 7.2, temperature 20 plus minus 3 degrees Celsius. Remove chlorine by sodium sulfite, aerate, supersaturation, dissipate hydrogen peroxide. Dilution water should be free from toxics. DO should be 7.5 or more than that. Add nutrient seeding. Add microbes from wastewater, reaching water. Never disinfected or filtered water. Never use seeding as disinfected or filtered water. About dilution, prepare more than 3 or equal to 3 bottles, preferably 5, and the target DO depletion should be 2 or more than 2 and the residual should be 1 or more than 1. These are some of the quality checks. GGS standard 198 plus minus 30.5 mg per liter. Dilution water blank should be less than 0.2 mg per liter. Seed control 0.6 to 1 mg per liter. Valid bottles DO depletion more than 2 mg per liter and residual more than 1 mg per liter, and we can calculate by using this formula. So now we are going to see the procedure of calculation of BOD5, that is CBOD5 of a secondary effluent. For example, we are doing a CBOD5 test on secondary effluent. So first we need to prepare dilution water with nutrients and ensure that DO is equal to 7.5 or more than that. Add 1 ml of each per liter of dilution water, that is phosphate buffer, magnesium sulfate solution, calcium chloride solution and ferric chloride solution. Add nitrification inhibitor because there are possibility that in case of secondary effluent there are sufficient number of nitrifying bacteria present in the effluent, and so we need to inhibit a nitrification process. Doses per bottle are 0.3 ml to a 300 ml bottle. Now we will add seed. Acclimated biomass, add 1 ml seed to each test bottle and seed controls. In case of glucose glutamic acid working solution, we need to add in this run we need to add 3 ml per 300 ml bottle, and we need to calculate a BOD of this solution also. And the dilution, that is decimal factor, will become P is equal to 0.02. So this is the bottle plan. We need to make dilution, for example 10%. We are using 10% waste sample and the leftover, that is 90% dilution water. So we are preparing in this test in triplicate. So we need to take 3 bottles for test. one bottle for dilution water blank, two bottles for seed control, and two bottles for GGA quality control check. And the extra bottles are required if we are measuring initial DO. For example, in case of trigonometric method, if we are using that method, idiomatic method, azide modification method, then we need to add some extra bottles for initial DO. So this is the plan. For example, in case of test A bottle 10% dilution, test B bottle 10% dilution, and test C bottle 10% dilution. So about 10%, the bottle size is 300 ml. Then we need to add 30 ml sample, 30 ml sample, and 30 ml sample. We need to add 1 ml seed, 1 ml seed, and 1 ml seed. In case of test, we are not using GGA. ATU, that is allyl thiourea, will be used for nitrification inhibition, that is 0.30 ml, 0.30 ml, and 0.30 ml. So the fraction will become 0.1 because we are using 10% dilution. If it is 20% dilution, then it will become 0.2. So, and the leftover we will use dilution water. So in case of blank, we will not neither use sample nor use seed, and we will only use ATU, and the leftover water will be dilution water. In case of seed control 1, we will use seed 1 ml here and 2 ml here. From these two bottles, we will calculate seed uptake, DO uptake by seed per ml, and we will use ATU in this seed also. So these are the GGA quality control bottles 1 and quality control bottle number 2. We will use seed in this sample 1 ml. We will use GGA 6 ml per bottle, ATU 0.3 ml per bottle, and the fraction will become 0.02, and we will add dilution water 292.7 ml. And we checked initial BOD of all bottles. We assume that initial BOD is 8.6 mg per liter. It may differ a little bit. For example, in some cases it can be 8.6, 8.5, 8.4, 8.7. So we have assumed that initial DO is 8.6 mg per liter for all bottles. After 5 days of incubation, we find that in case of seed bottle 1, the final DO was 7.8 in bottle 1, 7 in bottle 2. Depletion mg per liter is 0.8, here 1.6, and the seed we use here 1 ml, here 2 ml. So we can calculate seed uptake per ml, that is 0.8 mg per liter per ml seed. You can see here we have used 1 ml seed, so its depletion is 0.8. Here we have used 2 ml of seed, so the depletion is 1.6 mg per liter. So we just simply need to divide it by 2. So after that we can calculate the value will be 0.8, and when we will take average of these values, we'll find 0.8 mg per liter per ml seed. So about blank, the final DO is 8.5, so the DO depletion is 0.1, which passes the test because the required quality check says that the depletion should be less than 0.2 mg per liter. In case of GGA1 and GGA2 bottles, this is the final DO, and the depletion is 4.8 and 4.7. So by using seed correction we have used, and we have calculated BOD by using the formula, and BOD of first bottle, that is GGA1, is 200 mg per liter, and GGA2 is 195 mg per liter. So by taking average of both, we can calculate GGA average. It is 197.5 mg per liter. So it passes the acceptance limit, that is 198 plus minus 30.5. So now we need to calculate CBOD for secondary effluent by using this formula. So DO1 we know, DO2 we know, that is seed uptake per ml we know, we have calculated by seed bottles, that is 0.8 mg per liter. Vs volume of seed we used we know, that is 1 ml, and a fraction of sample we know that 0.1, 10% dilution we have used here. So this is the final DO of all test samples, and DO depletion is this, and seed correction for all samples is this. This is the CBOD of all bottles, and by taking average of CBOD 35, 33, 37 divided by 3, it will become 35 mg per liter. And we need to report final report result CBOD 5 35 mg per liter, secondary effluent 5 days 20 degrees Celsius with ATU inhibitor. We also need to mention quantity of this ATU inhibitor. So thank you very much for this video.